Hello and welcome to Thursday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, and an absolutely beautiful looking puzzle for you today. It looks like shoelaces. It's called An Ill Omen, and it's by aqjhs. I no idea how to pronounce that, aqjhs. I have done an aqjhs puzzle on the channel before, and if I remember rightly, it was jolly good. And this one is apparently rather wonderful. Let's just comment on how beautiful this looks, because I suppose you could have created the shoelaces with straight lines, but they look so much better with all these curves in them. But what I don't know is how you've done that. Is there some Sudoku software out there I'm not aware of that allows you to draw these beautiful lines? It's been done with love and care and attention, and for that I applaud whoever did it, which I presume was aqjhs. Now this is moderate difficulty today. I did remember to look it up on Logic Masters Germany, unlike yesterday, which I wish I'd looked up before I started. Actually, do I? I don't know. Yesterday's puzzle, it is polarizing, but I really enjoyed it. Do check it out. I won't say more than that. I don't want to spoil it too much. Yeah. It was by, now someone did send me an email. I mispronounced. I was saying Lorena through the video, and I think I should have been saying Lorena. I think. I might be wrong. I might be wrong again, but I think I should have been saying Lorena. Anyway, I apologise, Lorena, if that is indeed the case. Anyway, moderate difficulty today, and a really, really unusual rule set. But as I say, the thing I admire first and foremost is how beautiful this puzzle looks. Now, before we get to some solving, a couple of things to mention. We are closing in with alacrity on the 1st of February, which is, of course, Patreon Reward Day. And what have we got for you next month? We have got something really rather lovely, which is this. Are You My Mama? Paint by Numbers Sudoku Adventure by the PBN Institute, of course, and you can see the puzzles here by Jaleb, Alithana, The Asylum, and Panthera, and this lovely artwork by Clocksmith, which occurs throughout the pages of the puzzle pack and is really rather lovely. So I hope you, well, prepare for yourselves. 4 p.m. UK time is when it's going live, and the prize is the chance to make a Sudoku video with me that will hopefully one day appear on the channel. So if that tickles your fancy, do get involved. Yeah, we'll have more on that in the coming days. Now, was there anything else I was meant to mention? I have a feeling there was something poetry related I was meant to mention. I can't remember what that was. Anyway, I've got some birthdays to do, so why don't we do those? Let me look at my list, and I will start by saying a very happy birthday to Lincoln. Lincoln, you've turned 10 today. I know this because your dad Shell wrote to us, and I think I remember you, Lincoln, from last year, because I think at the age of 9 you were getting involved in hex cells, if I remember rightly, and I gather that you're now solving the Rubik's Cube. So a very gifted young man is Lincoln. And Lincoln, I hope you have a great birthday today, with, of course, a large slice of heavily iced chocolate cake. Now, next we'll go to Leonie. Leonie, you've turned 34 today. And I know this because your boyfriend Vincent wrote to us and said that at night he falls asleep to Sudoku videos and you fall asleep to the noise of rain. Is that a thing? I've heard of people listening to white noise. I guess that's a bit like rain, isn't it? But yeah, okay, apparently falling asleep to rain, you can do that, rain noises. And Leonie, well, anyway, thank you for at least overhearing Sudoku videos as you go to sleep at night, and I hope you have a great birthday today with cake, of course. Next we'll go to Julia. Julia, you've turned 23 today, and I know this because your boyfriend Connor wrote to us and said that I should wish you happy birthday not only from him, but from Riley, Yulia, Winter, Lyra, and all your friends. So I will do that. And apparently you've been requesting a shout out for the last 2 years. I think this is the first time we've spoken, isn't it? But anyway, Julia, I hope the shout out meets your expectations, and I hope you have a great day today. And then finally, Katie, you've turned 22, and I know this because your girlfriend Erin wrote to us and told us that you watch the videos together, and you both love Fog of War Sudokus. I did a fantastic Fog of War Sudoku a couple of days ago, so I hope you've seen that one, by GDC. It was about thermometers, and now I can't remember what it was called, but it's the thermometer one by GDC from a couple of days ago. Do have a look at it, it's brilliant. And I hope you have a brilliant birthday today. Happy birthday, Katie. And with that said and done, let's have a look at an ill omen by aqjhs. These are the rules of the puzzle. We have got normal Sudoku rules apply, so we've got to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. That's a good thing today. I think we could. It does say normal Sudoku rules apply. Cells separated by one move of a chess knight may not contain the same digit. Right. So let's imagine we're thinking about chess, and we've got a chess knight in the central cell of the grid. Now, within a single knight's move, the chess knight could jump to all of those green cells. Therefore, none of these green cells could contain the digit that is in row 5, column 5, that is in the blue cell. So that is how knight's moves or knight's move restrictions work in Sudoku. Now, here is the really unusual rule. It says, for each line, the digits in the 2 cells marked with dots are look and say clues, i.e., in at least one way of reading them, one digit indicates how many times the other digit appears on the line. E.g., if the marked cells contained 7 and 8, let's put 7 and 8 in, it can mean the line has 7 instances of 8 or 8 instances of 7. So if it was 7, 8, we'd have to work out how to put... well, that's not going to work for that line, but imagine the line was longer. We'd have to put either 7 8s on the line or 8 7s on the line. And then the final rule, which I guess explains the colour of the shoelaces, is that adjacent digits along an orange line must have a difference of at least 4. Now that's sometimes called a Dutch whispers rule. So imagine this square was a 1. This square would then have to be at least 5 in order to be at least 4 different from the digit 1. And they are all of the rules. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. Why is it called an ill omen, by the way? No, you can't do it. I had one idea, which was that if it involved the number 6, 666 or something like that, but you can't put 2 6s even, let alone... Oh, okay. I bet you one of these lines... No, it can't be. No, I was going to say, I bet one of the lines is 3 6s on the lines, so 666, which I learnt from the Omen films is the number of the devil. But I don't think we can do that, can we? Because if we did put 3 and 6 onto a line, 3 and 6 are not 4 apart. So no, my first idea is total nonsense. I don't know why it's called an ill omen. Is that an anagram of something? It looks like it might be. No, I don't know. All right, well, let's think about this. It must be to do with box 5, mustn't it? We've got to put the digits, all the digits, into box 5. So there must be a 9 in there somewhere. We can't put 9 instances of anything on any of these lines. No, in fact, most of these lines don't go into enough boxes for you to put many... Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that's fairly clear, actually, isn't it? What I'm sort of doing in my head is I'm parcelling up the digits into they're not quarters, but quadrants. I mean, if I can clearly see, for example, that that massive green area totally envelops the northwest line, the northwest shoelace, doesn't it? And we can just, I think we can do this with all of the shoelaces. So if I was to, that area, the indigo area, completely envelops the northeast shoelace. If we were to highlight 4 boxes there, that completely, oh, actually, I've just realised something else. This one, no, what I said was, no, it does poke into a 4th box, doesn't it? So, yeah, I think let's just complete the picture. What colour should we have for this one? Purple, maybe? It's absolutely... I don't know if that's made anything clearer or not. But the idea that I've got going on in my head is I can clearly highlight 4 boxes of the Sudoku and encompass any of these lines. So the southwest one is done by purple. The southeast one is done by the red line, or the red colouring. So what that's telling me is that the counting digit in the shoelace sort of, what are they called, eyelets, or no, it's called, there's a specific term for it. Is it an aglet or something? AIGLET. Ooh, might be wrong. I think an aglet is a thing for a shoelace hole. Not sure about that. That could be total nonsense. But let's say it was. The digit that is counting the number of times a digit is appearing on the line is a 1, 2, 3 or 4 in each case. So the digits 1, 2, 3 and 4 appear in each, one of those digits appears in each pair of aglets. So that digit is not low. That is a high digit. I was wondering whether it was going to be about polarity, but I find Dutch whispers quite difficult, I have to say. So those of you who've been following the channel for a while will have certainly seen German whispers lines, which are normally depicted in green, and they have a condition which says that the digits, adjacent digits on a green line, have to differ by at least 5, and that allows you to do lots of little tricks. Because, for example, you can never put a 5 then on a German whispers line, and the digits have to oscillate. If you have a lower digit lower than 5, the next digit on the line has to be higher than 5. Dutch whispers are different creatures altogether. They are awkward. They are awkward souls, and that is because of the possibility of 5 being on the line, and it's sort of changing the polarity. So what you can't assume is oscillation. So imagine this is a low digit. By low, I mean lower than 5. Is it necessarily the case then that this is a high digit, higher than 5? And it's almost necessarily the case, but there is one instance where it's not. Because if this was the digit 5, then what you could have here is not a 1, 2, 3, 4 digit, but you could have the digit 9 in that situation. So look at the alternate digits here, which on a green line would have to be of the same polarity. They'd either have to be definitely lower than 5, both of them, or definitely higher than 5. Here, they are completely opposite. That one's lower than 5, that one's higher than 5, and that is achieved through the mechanism of this 5 here being on the line. Otherwise, if there's no 5, if you can rule 5 out from the line, let's imagine this couldn't be a 5 and this was low. Well, this is high then. It must be higher than 5. And then again, if this can't be 5, that has to be low. So you get oscillation unless there is a 5 on the line, and that can be a 5. So that's what's making me immediately nervous about sort of trying to do too much with what was the other? There was a knight's move, wasn't there? So it's going to be, maybe the knight's move is going to help us. So, golly gosh. No, I am right. That one does only go into 3 boxes. For some reason, that's what my brain told me as I was doing the highlighting. And then my brain looked at it again and said, don't be so silly, it goes into 4 boxes. It doesn't go into 4 boxes, it goes into 3. Right. So the low digit on this one is not the 4. So this is a 1, 2, or a 3 in one of these positions. Yeah, okay. And then it's going to accompany, but it could accompany a 5 if it's a 1. Oh, the same is true for that. I don't. Maybe this is why the shoelaces are curved. It's making it harder for me to see. This line only goes into 3. So there might be. No, there isn't. No, no. Oh, it's very hard for that one to be 4. Because that only goes there into box 6. So if this line had a 4, it had 4 instances of a digit on it, that digit would have to be in the middle of the grid, I think. Sorry, the way I'm seeing that is that let's say there were let's say that the southeast line, this shoelace, we're going to try and put 4 of some digit on it. Because one of these things we have to put 4 of some digit on it, and it's not those two, so it's either this one or this one. Now if it's this one, I can immediately see that the digit that has to repeat 4 times on this line must be in this square. Because that's the only instance of that line in box 6. So if it wasn't in this cell, it could only repeat 3 times on the line, because it's only entering box 5, box 8, and box 9. Now, if that is the repeated digit, then that is the repeated digit. And that doesn't work, because if this digit is, if we're trying to put the green digit 4 times on the bottom right shoelace, you can't now put it in here at all. It can't go in box 8, because those 2 squares, because of the knight's move, if you try and put a green cell in either of these, the knight's move rules out that one, Sudoku itself rules out that one, so you can't do that. Right, okay, so we've got a deduction. This has 4 on it, definitely, and there is some digit on this line that repeats 4 times, and it's a big old digit, isn't it? Because 4 can only be next to a digit that's at least 4 away from it, so you can't put 0 on the line. So there is an 8 or a 9 in one of these squares repeating 4 times on the line, and I know where it repeats in this box, because it must be in this box on the shoelace, and it's not there, so it is there. So that is a repeating digit, and that is an 8 or a 9. Yes, oh I see. No, it's easier to look at this box. Where is the digit that repeats in this box? Now it's not here, because imagine this was the digit that's in one of those. It would be ruled out because of the knight's move and Sudoku again. So the digit that's repeating is there, which means it's here, which means weirdly, that's the 4. That is the 4. This is the repeater. Not the blue Peter, the repeater. Now, can we get it? It's in one of those 2, definitely. I know what we can do to get this one. We can think about, oh no, maybe we can't. I was about to say we could use Dutch Whispers to get it, but we can't, because again, this could be a 9, and that might allow us, if 5 could be on the line, to do changes of polarity. I mean, otherwise, if there's no 5 on this stretch, you know this digit would be higher than 5, and that digit would be lower. So the green digit would have to be this one. Oh, bother. I don't know. So how do we do this then? Am I missing a trick? I probably am. Am I missing a knight's move? Oh. I don't know actually. I mean, green has to be over there. Green has to be down here. Green is not there. This digit, the thing is that could be 5. It's not 4 by the knight's move, so it's, I mean, it's a terrible pencil mark, but just to illustrate the problem, that is 1, 2, 3, or 5. Oh, bobbins, I don't know then. Okay, so how are we going to do this? We're going to have to think again. Oh, wait a second, hang on, they are... this is really clever setting. That is really clever, right. Okay, so I've been obsessing about this, thinking that I could work out the green digits. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to look here, because the oscillation here is wrong. It's definitively wrong. These are not an even number of steps apart, are they? So how on earth can we change polarity along a line? We know we need to use the mechanism of the 159 option. And just to show you what I mean by that, if this was 8, you'll see the problem. If these are 8, this digit can absolutely be low. It can't actually be 4 by knight's move, so it's got to be 1, 2, or 3. And now this digit, what are we going to make it? It's got to be 4 different at least from this. So it's 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. It's not 8 by Sudoku. Ah! I'm managing to misclick all over the place. Now these two digits cannot be 5 apart. Whichever two we pick, for whichever option we pick for this square, it doesn't have an option that's 5 away from this. So there's no way that can work. Now what that means is that it means green is 9, definitely. But I think it means more than that, because now we've got to change the polarity here, which means 5 must be involved and 1 must be involved. So in some way or other, this is a 1-5 pair. Now, no, I thought maybe that was going to restrict this one, but actually that's all on the same bishop's colour, so that the chess players will instantly know that these two squares do not see this one by knight's move. So that's not 9. So 9 is in one of the green cells. Now, I'm just wondering if we can do some polarity trickage. Is this going to stop if that was 9? Then these would have to be a 1-5 pair, and I feel like that's impossible, but actually maybe it's not. Oh, I don't know. It's almost certainly the case these are a 1-5 pair, but I can't. I could colour a lot of 1s and 5s if these are a 1-5 pair, and if this is 9. No, okay, I can't do that, so I don't know what to do with that. So what else have we got to do? We've got to think about, well, I want to say 3 is going to be the next most restricted digit, because I've got to find another a different shoelace that has 3 of a digit on it. It's going to be quite hard to put 3s on these two shoelaces. Because in that case, for example, no, okay, the 3 is not on this one. And I can see that because imagine it was. So we're putting 3 of some digit on this shoelace. The only time that this shoelace goes into box 7 is here. So this would have to be that digit, whatever the repeater is. Now in box 4, the repeater would have to be here by Sudoku, and this kills it, because now this repeating digit cannot appear in the aqjhs, and that's going to mean it won't work. So there is no 3 there, so the 3 is in one of 4 places now. It's probably on the long shoelace, but it might be possible for it to be on the short shoelace. If it was on the short shoelace, it would be... Actually, it's not very clear. It's not totally obvious, is it? If it was... You would have... It couldn't be there. So whatever the repeater is, it would go in... The repeater would go in one of these, obviously, which takes it out of this square because of the knight's move. So it would be in one of those 2 squares in... okay, both of these squares, whichever one of these was the repeater, they see that digit, don't they? Or that cell. This one by Sudoku, that one by knight's move. So purple would go there, and that's going to place purple because it couldn't go there, so purple would be here. And purple is not the 3, so the 3 would go here, the repeater would go here. And that might be fine. I think it's going to be difficult. Well, actually, is this already? Yeah, this might already be broken by oscillation. Okay. Yeah, I was going to try and do this by looking at this option and noting those can't be the same digit because they wouldn't be 4 apart. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to look at this string here. So, because this digit would be the 3 in the aqjht, so we'd have 3 lots of this digit repeating on the shoelace. Now, this digit then, well, what I'm seeing is that this is oscillating in the wrong way. In other words, this, whatever the I suppose it's got to be quite a big digit. That's got to be 7 or 8, because it's got to be at least 4 different from 3. So it's 7 or 8. This is the same digit. It's 7 or 8. So what's this? Well, by Dutch Whispers, in fact, by Dutch Whispers rules, it can't even be 9. So this digit would be 7 or 8 as well. And those 2 digits are definitely not 5 apart, are they? So this can't work. It's quite complicated, but it can't work. And therefore, what we've proved is that this is the 3 repeater line. So one of these is 3, and purple, which is a repeating digit, is in one of those 2 squares. And that, yeah, okay, this is good. This is good, because that digit has to appear. Oh, no, hang on, this goes into 4 boxes. No, it doesn't. No, it does. I can't see. Okay. So all that has to happen is that this digit repeats. It repeats 3 times. Okay, so how do we get a grip on this then? I mean, we know that the repeater is a 7 or an 8 because it's got to be 4 different from 3 and it's not equal to 9. So does it go there is an interesting question. If it goes there, I think it's okay. If it goes there, if this is purple, that's purple. Purple couldn't be in these squares, could it? Oh, but these wouldn't be 5 apart. Ah! Right, okay, so this cell suddenly becomes useful. I could have seen this much more quickly, but I was focusing on trying to put the purple one 3 times on the line. I shouldn't have done that. This digit because 9 is not an option, if this digit is high, isn't it, in terms of sort of the panoply of digits, what I'm saying is if this was 7 or 8, what 2 digits are we going to choose here that are 4 apart? And there's no option at all. So the central digit is the 3, which is not the purple digit, not the repeater. So the repeater is this digit, which is therefore not 3. This digit is also 7 or 8, because it's got to be 4 apart at least from 3. And this is the digit that has to... right, and this digit doesn't go there, so never appears in box 6 on the line, so must appear in all the other boxes that are visited by this shoelace. So it must be there. That is forced, because it can't be here. So this digit is... oh, come on, we must be able to place it here. No, maybe we can't, actually. That looks almost deliberately designed to be obtuse. That cell doesn't see any of those 3 by knight's move. But purple must be up there by Sudoku. And we've got 1, 2, 5 and 6 to put into the rest of the the shoelaces, and we know that the 1 and the 2 aren't on the same shoelace. So the 2 goes with the 6 and the 1 goes with the 5 in some order. Ah. Yeah, that's it. That's absolute. This is beautiful setting again. Right. So because we've got to put a 2 into one eaglet, we then have to accompany that with a digit that's at least 4 different. Well, that's not 5, it's not 1. So the 2 goes with the 6, and the 1 goes with the 5. Now imagine this was a 1-5 pair. That cannot be right, because this square sees both flavours of 1 and 5. These 2 squares are different, and they are 1-5 in some order, and they are looking at this square by knight's move. So this cell would have no fill. So this is 2-6. This is 1-5. I'm almost tempted to colour those, you know. Yeah, I think I will do that. Just because that feels interesting enough, it's worth recording. This digit is the same as this digit, which is now down there. Oh, but it could be here on the line, couldn't it? That would be the sort of correct polarity, if you like. Red. Oh, it can't be a knight's move away from itself. Let's not forget that. Red. Oh, nearly. So red is only got 2 possible positions in box 2. Red. What about red in... yeah, red's only got 2 positions in box 4. So red's got 2 positions in box 6. It can't be a knight's move away from itself. Can it be? Oh, it can be. That's so annoying. I was thinking it probably can't be there by Dutch whispers, but 1 and 5 are 4 apart, so it absolutely can be there. It probably is there. And whatever the... oh, but hang on, would it appear... it would appear twice on the line then. So if red was here, it would be 1. Because there should be only 1-5 on this line. So if red was 5 and it was here, then it would be twice on the line, and that would break the rules. But yeah, but neither. Well, yeah, okay. One of these is 5. And 5 is sort of a bigamous digit when it comes to Dutch whispers. 5 has 2 partners, and they are the digits 1 and 9. Now, whichever one of these is 5 cannot go with 9 as its next cell, because that can't be a 9, and that's not allowed to be a 9 by Sudoku. And that means that whichever one of these is 5, this is gorgeous. It must be next to a 1, So there is a 1 in this puzzle, and I don't know where, but it's definitely in one of those two cells. And they both see this one. This cannot be a 1, or you could not place 5 in either of these squares. So this is 5, this is 1, this is 1, because it can't be 9, and that is, yeah, and that's gorgeous. That is this. I love this puzzle, actually. It's so beautiful. Not just looking, but the logic is beautiful, because now look, the way we're reading this look and say clue is there is 1 5 on the line. So if that was a blue digit, there would be 2 5s on the line. So that is not a blue digit, that is a blue digit, and that is a 5, and it should be blue. And 5 is a blue digit, so that's a 5, that's a 1. There is a 1 down in one of those squares. There is a 1 in one of those squares. Now what? Come on, Simon, think of something else. There is a... that digit? No, that could be 9, couldn't it? I was thinking maybe it had to be low, because I could see I've got a 7-8 pair in the row, but... well, actually, it's still got to be 4 different. So it is 6 or 9, isn't it? Is that wrong? If this is 1, this has got to... it can't be 5 by Sudoku. So it's 6, 7, 8 or 9. 6 or 9, I think, for this square. But... okay. One of these is a 6. Whichever one is a 6, what is the next cell for it on its Dutch Whispers line? And the answer to that would ordinarily be 1 or 2, which would place 1 or 2 in one of those squares. Well, neither of these squares can be a 1, and that means there is a 2 in one of those squares. And that is the same logic. It's so clever. Not me, I hasten to add, but of aqjhs. So these squares now, one of those is a 2. That can't be a 2. That's got to be a 6. So that's a 2. And now that 6 has to be next to a 2. And therefore, now what's the way round this? Has got to have 2 6s on this line. There you go. Right, where's the second 6 on this shoelace? It's not in either of those squares, so the only place it could be is here. This is such a good puzzle, honestly. Right, that's a 6-9 pair by Sudoku now, so we must get these digits, 1, 3 and 4. So they're all low digits. We know that's not 1. It's not 3 by the middle digit, so that's all lovely. We get a 1, 3 pair here. These squares are 7 and 8. Now, what about polarity? That's sensible polarity, isn't it? It's the same polarity as this. So this digit is 7, 8, or 9. Okay. Would be interesting to know if this colour of 7, 8 is different from that one, because then this would have to be a 9. So can we colour the 7s and 8s? Let's give that one a colour. Make it yellow. I think this is a foolish idea. This doesn't seem to do it. Oh, that's not 2 anymore. Bobbins. Okay, are we running out of road now? Oh, I tell you something. That definitely can't be purple, because it would be the same value as the digit next to it on the shoelace. So purple is down here, purple is over here. So purple is over there in one of those 3. Okay, let's try this row. where 4, 7 and 8 have to be placed. Can we do anything with that? This one, no, I don't think we can. Bobbins. Okay, let's try that digit then. That digit has got to be low, and it's 2, 3 or 4, I'm going to claim. It could be 4 if this is 8. I don't think there's a problem. Okay, what about this one then? Is that the same principle? That one has to be low, 2, 3 or 4 again. So these are both 2, 3 or 4. And this one has to be high again then. So that's at least 6. So it's 6, 7, 8 or 9. It's not 7 or 8, actually, this one. It sees both flavours of 7 and 8 due to the night's move constraint. So that is 6 or 9, and it's the same as this one. And the only way it can be 6 is if this is 2. Oh, I tell you something. Oh, I see. I've got a 5 on the line. How did I not see that? There's a 5 on the line. That's got to be next to 9 then. So that's 9. That's 9. That's 6. Unfortunately, that takes the pressure off. This digit can be anything now. Okay, but 6 is not a colourful digit, is it? It's the green 9 that was colourful. So that's colourful. That places 9. Beautiful. That places 9 in box 8 by dint of Sudoku. So 9 is... Oh, no. Is that right? Why? Oh, yeah, 9... Okay, I was sort of wondering why 9... 9 is on this line because it had to be on this line 4 times, so that's legitimate. Okay, so I can place 9 in box 3. I don't think it's doing me much good, but it is true that I can place it. So now I've placed 7 9s, and I've just got this little X-wing pattern left. Okay, and the only way that this could be 9 and the polarity shifts now is if this is a 1-5 pair. So this would be a 1, that would be a 5, and what do you know, that would work perhaps. Where did I put the 5? Here. I don't think that does work actually. That's quite complicated. But let's think about this. So if that's 9, what we're saying is, in order to change the polarity, we've looked at this already, this has to be a 1-5 pair. It's the only way you can change polarity along one of these orange lines. Now, you can see this can't be 1, so this has to be 1, this has to be 5. Now, where do we put 5 in this box? This is 1, don't forget. And the answer is nowhere, because this 5 and this 5 pinch all those cells, and that 5 sees those two by night's move. So that is wrong. And therefore, I think what we have to say is that this one here is the 9. So that's 9, this is 9, so that gets greenified. That loses its greenification and its corner pencil mark, and all the 9s are done. Ah, and that's not 9 anymore. So that is 7 or 8, and I can colour it, look, I can colour it, because that's got to be yellow now. It sees, well, I saw it seeing purple by night's move, but actually it sees purple in its row, and now that's got to be purple, that's got to be yellow. So yellow is, beautiful. Where's yellow in box 1? And it's not next to 9 on the line, it wouldn't be 4 apart from it. It's not there by night's move, so it's there. And where is yellow in this box? One of 2 places. Whoops. Where is purple? Nah, that's not a good question. Where is... Oh, what's that digit? That's got to be under some pressure. It's got to be a low digit because it's next to either a 7 or an 8. And it can't be a 3 or a 4, so that is a 1 or a 2. I'm just trying to see if it's seeing anything by Knight's Move. It might be. I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay. Oh, there's a yellow. Ah, yeah, look. Where's yellow in this row? This is going to give me a 4. Yellow can't be there. So yellow has to be in the final cell, which takes the 4 out, which places 4 here. Which means that's not 4. Just double click. Oh, I've hardly got any 4s, actually. 4 can't go on this line anymore. Purple is in one of those 3 positions. Probably very difficult for it to be here. Yeah, because I don't think you can change the polarity. You can't put 1, 5 or 9. Well, you could put 5 on the line, but you couldn't put any digit that would need to be next to the 5 on the line. So I think that this digit is not capable of being 7 or 8. So the 7 or the 8 sits in one of these squares. And maybe that's the square to look at then. Because that has to be 2 or 3, therefore. I don't like that answer either, actually. Oh, hang on, I'm wrong. No, I'm misreading it, aren't I? That's in the correct polarity position. Because this would be low, that should be high. I actually think that is going to be high. Okay, we should probably explore this line. What can it have on it? This digit has to be 5, 6, 7 or 8. That is forced. And it sees 5 by dint of this 5 and the Knight's Move condition. It sees yellow. Does it see purple somehow? Not if purple was there, it wouldn't see it. Okay, this digit is then low. So this is 1, 2 or 3. It's not 1 because it sees lots of 1s by dint of Knight's Move. So it's 2 or 3. Okay, and then this goes up high again, and it's not 6, so that is 7 or 8. It can't be 9 and it can't be yellow. So that is purple. These are not purple. 2 and 3 are in these positions in box 6. And the 3 here is lovely because that sees that one. So that's 3, that's 2, that's 2. That puts no pressure from whispers on those squares, but never mind. This square is beautiful because it sees both colours of 7 and 8. So that's got to be a 6. So 6 is heading for the corner down here. Probably can't be in the corner, but we'll check that in a moment. Some way or other, I'm going to have to work out. Oh, I see. That was okay. That's interesting. My instinct was, how am I going to get the size of purple or yellow? I now know. This 2 is what does it. That's making this a 3. But this a 4. And 4 can't be next to 7 on the line. So 8 is purple. Yellow is 7. 7 can be next to 3. So that's all right. This column is really... Well, what's that digit? That's 8, isn't it? It's the only option. It's got to be 4 different and it can't be 9. So that's 8. That definitely isn't 6. So that's 6. This is not purple. That's purple. This is a low digit. That's a 1 or a 2. Not a 3. No 3 in the corner. Oh, but we could get a 3 in the corner up here if that's a 3. Where are the other possible positions for 3s? Oh, they're legion actually. I think we could have a 3 here. I can't see why not. We might be able to have a 3 there, although no, because that being a 9. We know this is a low digit, don't we? So that's 2, 3, 4 or 5, not 5 by Sudoku. 2, 3 or 4. And what do we need in this box? Well, 5 I've got to put into that box. I can do that. These squares are 1, 2 and 7. I can put 7 in. That's lovely. This is a 1, 2 pair. This column needs 3 and 4 in it. Oh, I can. 4 can't go there, so that's 4. Oh, that's not a 3 in the corner then, yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. No, 4, 5 and 8. Oh, bother. Yeah, no, where's 8 in this row? That's doable. It's got to be here. It's the only place it can go, so that is not purple, and this is purple. And 5 in this row is placed. That's got to be a 5. That's got to be a 4. And 5 is blue, isn't it? So I should preserve its coloration. Yeah, actually 5 goes there now by Sudoku, whoopsie, which seems to displace a possible purple, and that means I can put the purple here, which means I can put the purple there, which means I can put the purple there, and that feels like I've done all my purples. Yeah, that feels like they're done. This column, it ought to be not beyond the wit of man, at least this man at this point. That's a 3, that takes 3 out of this one. Oh no, okay, so we're not going to get a 3 in the corner. This can't be a 3 because it would be too close to 2, 3 or 4. How shall we approach this then? Have we got more line knowledge? Well, let's pencil mark this digit. This is 6. It's all it can be. It's the only high digit available. And if it's 6, we know that must go with 2. And now 2 in this box is very restricted. Look, it's only got 2 possible. No, that 2 takes care of one of those, so it's there. So 2 has to be here now. So this is 1. This is 2 in the corner. This is 1. 1 goes in one of those squares. It looked like all... Yeah, the digits are moving, look. All the digits in row 8 moved. 6 and 3 into that. Okay, 3 must go here, 6 must go here. That means that's 7 because 7 needs a home in box number 8. These squares are 4 and 5, which is resolved. So that's 5, which is blue. That's 4, which is nothing. This is 4 because this can't be by knight's move. 4 is placed, 3 is placed, 3 and 1 are placed. This column needs a something, 6 probably. This digit in the corner is a 1, and if I've not made an error, that's got to be a 2. The Sudoku looks like it's working, so hopefully we're on the right track. That's a 1, just because it is. That's the only option left for it. That's not red, is it? This is a red digit. Let's double click all our 1s and make sure they turn red. That's definitely not red anymore. So this one is a red 1. These squares are 5 and 7. Yeah, I think if I've not made an error, it feels like we're there. And we need 3, 5 and 7 at the top. So that's 7. That's 5 and that's 3. I did that by seeing where that could be 5. So, right, double click the 5s. Let's make sure all of those turn blue. What else have I coloured originally that I might know? 7s, I haven't coloured all of those in. 9s, did I colour them all? 1, 2, 3, yes, it looks like I have. So there should be 4 uncoloured digits in each box, and it looks like there are. Okay, let's see if this is correct. Yes. 40. Okay, 42 people in about 42 days, not far wrong. That is lovely. That is an absolutely lovely puzzle. I don't know what's the ill omen it's referring to. I thought the graphics were beautiful. The sort of setup is beautiful. The rules are elegant and interesting. And the solve is delightful. It really is. I mean, it's fairly clear fairly quickly that you can't put huge numbers of the same digit on these lines. But actually the process of discovering which line has the 4, then the 3, then the 2, then the 1 was gorgeous. The knight's move was really well integrated. It's a beautiful puzzle. aqjhs, take a bow. I enjoyed that mightily. Let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.